Hello, Cancer. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone's doing well. I'm JJ. Welcome to my channel. You are the last sign of the zodiac that I'll be covering. I'm very sorry for bringing this reading very late. I started late with all the signs and naturally I'm ending late, and so therefore with you guys, bear in mind that this reading is most likely going to be covering the end of November. So from now until the end of November, of course, we'll also be looking at your more recent past. So that would be like, the first half of November. But for the sake of this reading, a lot of the focus will most likely be from what happens now till the end of November, and then the first week of December, till the very end of the first week of December. So let's get started. Thank you guys for viewing. Okay, I've already meditated on your cards. I will begin to shuffle and try to speak about your sign in the meanwhile. So, Cancer, what can we say about you? You guys are extremely sympathetic, very empathetic as well. I'm an empath, but I don't even believe that I have any Cancer in my chart. So what I mean to say by this is you would also make for very good tarot readers, counselors, psychologists, humanitarians in general, because it comes very naturally to you to want to help people and to understand people. So, being a water sign, you experience a lot of emotions in general, like the other two water signs, Pisces and Scorpios, but each water sign exhibits emotions in a very different way. And with you guys, I don't want to say that you are the least feeling of the water signs, because this is not the case. However, if you are a more mature Cancer sign, older, then you probably have a better handle of your emotions than younger Cancer signs. And here's why. Your ruling planet is the moon. The moon has a very strong gravitational effect naturally on the earth, right? And we are on this earth. The moon has a very strong influence on the way we feel. It pulls us, it pushes and pulls us back and forth between different states. So if you are happy, then the moon can allow you to feel happier, and if you're feeling slightly sad or depressed, then the moon can exaggerate this. Naturally, around the full moon time, you guys might experience a bit more hardship than the rest of the signs of the zodiac, because hardships or success, because it depends on your current situation, and that is because it is your ruling planet. So if you're viewing this video and you're not a Cancer, please understand that if a Cancerian is moody, that is why. Yes, Cancer, you can be moody. We have to say this. We have to say this about you. But you can also benefit a lot of people because you understand what people are going through very naturally. You feel their emotions and are able to give them advice as a result of this. This also means, though, that you can get pretty easily attached to the people around you and heavily affected by them. Family means a lot to you. It does. But you don't always you get bothered, I feel, if people know too much about your family situation. That is something you like to keep to yourself. You like to keep it private. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky, though. Again, also, for those who are viewing this, because you want to know a bit more about your Cancer partner. because cancers like to keep their personal life more or less private, personal being like, you know, their home life. If you're dating a cancer or married to a cancer, again, it also depends on the level of maturity. I mean, if you've been with a cancer for like 20, 25 years and plus, then of course you probably already know a lot about their family life, and you are now a part of their family, so hence, you know, there's a mesh. But if you're younger in terms of like, you know, you're just dating and stuff, you're getting to know each other, and you're curious about your cancer's family life, and they're not revealing it to you, you know, there's a reason why they do this. They want to keep it private. It can get a little bit contradictory, because if you plan on taking your relationship a step forward, then cancer, you need to open up a bit more. You can't expect someone to fully commit to you if you're not willing to share the nitty-gritty of your own family life. But I know you dislike this. So you guys can get, you know, it can get a bit contradictory with you, because even though you express yourselves pretty well, you also hold back. And although you are able to understand other people's emotions very well, and you do this, why? Because you are able to discuss things with them pretty well. When it comes to your own emotions, or the factors going on in your life, you hold back. So you tend to know more about the people around you than they do about you. In that way, you're a little bit similar to Virgo, because Virgos, they don't like it when people know much about them. But they feel the need to know everything about everyone all the freaking time, because they can't function very well in a relationship unless that's the case. It's a bit of an oxymoron. It makes you guys, Cancer, so you know, forget about the Virgos, makes you guys a very hard sign to understand, very challenging to get to know you. But at the same time, it's a huge pleasure to know you. Now, the whole moodiness, and sometimes you guys can get suspicious, sometimes you can get very paranoid, is because you feel a lot of the emotions going on around you, from people around you. And apart from that, you're also very highly imaginative, kind of like Pisces, but in a different way, because Pisces does that to escape. Whereas you simply, I don't know where you guys go in your head. But your imagination is very overactive. Make more space for you. You do this very well. I'm going to get to this. It's your third card that's popped out. So if you can combine the fact that you sense things very well, you're intuitive, you know, you sense things very well, you're empathetic, you're sympathetic, you combine this with the fact that you're also extremely imaginative, you have an overactive imagination, and can play out all sorts of scenarios in your heads, it can lead you to become suspicious and paranoid of the people around you and the circumstances that you're in. See what we have. So far, you've got the Lover's card here in the past position, which is a coming together with someone. It's a romantic relationship. It's the beginning stages of a relationship, usually when the Lover's card comes out. This is like very fresh romance. It's usually, you know, the honeymoon phase, where things are still going, it's puppy love, you know, where things are still going very fine, all is peachy, you don't know each other very well, or if you happen to be soulmates, you feel like you already know each other very well, and now you're just exploring your relationship on a more physical plane with the Lover's card. But this is fresh puppy love before you get to the details of the relationship that might start to work your imagination, Cancer. And with this, I feel like you're actually approaching maybe the end of this honeymoon phase with whoever we're talking about here, whoever your partner may be. And so now your guard is a little bit, this again is still in the past position, but you've started to raise your guard a bit, kind of like this chap here. Because now you know that it doesn't suffice enough to just be in this lovey-dovey state, everything is happy and peachy. You've gotten to a point in the relationship where you have to reveal a bit more information about yourself, and you might not feel so comfortable doing this. You've got into a stage of the relationship where there is an opportunity for advancement here. An opportunity to go on to the next stage of your relationship. It's, the seeds that you planted even before this Lover's card came along. So if you were sitting there trying to manifest your soulmate, sitting there thinking, oh, I really wish I could meet the one, and then all of a sudden they pop into your life, that's you. You've already planted the seed in the ground, and now it's slowly starting to come to fruition. In the sense that you've already come together, and now you have to get to know one another, and there's a chance for you to evolve. But you feel stuck. And if you're a female, a little bit embarrassed. Why? Because you might be a little bit hesitant about sharing all there is to share about you with your partner. It can be. This has something to do with your self-esteem. Again, more mature Cancers will have less of a problem with this, because they've come to realize throughout the years that holding back doesn't work, and you can lose people that way. You can. And maybe you have. Or maybe you even decided that you weren't ready, and so you started to walk away. You underestimated, it could have been, this is again still all in your past position. You may have underestimated the importance of this connection, or thought to yourself, no, maybe this person really isn't the one for me. Again, why? Because you're a little bit afraid to open up, and you've opted to walk away. Or your partner has opted to walk away, or is thinking about this if it hasn't already happened, because this is like end of past energy creeping into present energy, or is thinking about it. Because Cups is not so much an action-oriented card, more than it is an emotional card. And if this has already happened from either side, so whether it's you or your partner, it's happening fast, very fast. However, and it can be now, this came to me, so I shall say it. Just as fast as this relationship started, it can end just as fast. Because it's right under the Lover's card here. Yeah, there is a need for mental clarity, Cancer. There is. This holding back, this defensive stance, this you feeling a little bit worried about revealing more information about yourself and taking that next step that is needed. The cards are saying there is a need for clarity, for mental clarity. There is a need for you to cut out that fear that you may have and move forward with it. Be a strong Queen of Wands here. Be a compassionate, strong, passionate person. And you will be able to, show your partner that you are this compassionate person, that you are. But only if you take this leap of faith a bit, only if you show them their worth. Because you might value them, and you probably do value them deeply. And they value you very deeply. But you're a bit of a mysterious, secretive state. Although sometimes it can be charming. It doesn't always work to your advantage. Like Pisces is a very mysterious character, and people are drawn to Pisces because of their mysterious nature. But that's the first impression you get when you meet a Pisces. With a Cancer, that's not the first impression you get. That's something that we begin to see as time evolves, where we're like, they're not very open. That's a bit weird. Like, they're open to hearing about us, but they're not so open about sharing, maybe. And that can be a bit of a turnoff for people. Some people who like a challenge, like an Aries, for instance, or a Sagittarius, will put up with it for a bit, and they'll try to crack the code. Virgos will try to crack the code. But as a water sign, you get along better with other water signs. So do you see the problem there? Even though other signs, like Virgo maybe, or Aries, will like the challenge of figuring you out and decoding you, you might not get along very well with them to begin with. You know what I mean? So you tend to get along better with other water signs, but other water signs are extremely emotional. So they need this extra support, which you give. You give on an emotional front. You understand them very well. But they also need to understand you. There's a call for you to be strong here. There's a call for you to don't underestimate your own self-worth and your own self-esteem, Cancer. Because if this feeling in the past here of being stuck a little bit, like not knowing how to move forward, happens, it's all on you. It's all on you, literally, because you can get yourself out of the situation. I don't know if you can see the cards very well, but this character, she's tied up a little bit. Her hands here are tied up, her arms are tied up, but she's free to walk, actually. And yeah, she is blindfolded. But if she looks down, when you are blindfolded a little bit, you can peer down. You can still see where you're going. This is temporary bondage, nothing that you can't get yourself out of. I hope it is not already too late here because of the Eight of Cups that came after this card, where either you started to walk away or someone else started to walk away. You really do need to be strong here. Funnily enough, this is the third 8 that comes out, and it speaks strongly because feeling stuck as a result, someone walked away or has begun to walk away on an emotional front. They feel like they don't want to get hurt anymore, so they're holding back a little bit. And this Strength card, Major Arcana, popping up in your more present circumstance is saying you really need to be strong here. You have to be strong to avoid this situation from happening if it hasn't already happened. And don't daydream too much. Don't spend too much time playing out all the different scenarios that might come to play. Because if you do this for too long, you will get stuck. Okay? You will get stuck again, and someone will begin to walk away again. Because, you know, with this Ace of Swords and this Queen of Wands here, the Queen of Wands, she acts fast, okay? And the Ace of Swords is also a very fast energy, kind of like the Ace of Wands that's already popped up for you. But this is more mental clarity. And basically, it's you knowing actually already that you have to reveal yourself a bit more. And here having a moment of strength, thinking, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. Although you're a little bit hesitant, might be a bit hesitant, but you're still strong. You know, you have the strength, or you will gather the strength, or you have to gather the strength to keep going with this card. And don't delay it. Don't delay it for too long, because if you do, it might backfire on you, Cancer. This person is checking out what his or her future might bring. He's in a very contemplative state here, calm and contemplative. You are calm usually. You don't overreact unless you go through your mood swings, mood spells around the full moon time where you feel a little bit tense. And some of you, if you do feel tense sometimes, you might not even know why this is happening to you, especially the younger signs, younger Cancers. But as you grow, you start to realize that you are actually you have more control of your emotions than you think you do. And even knowing this is enough for you to have this strength. Let's keep going. I want to take a look at that. You know, the Emperor who has popped out here is someone who is extremely strong and who's come into strength. So, I do believe you will take my advice, or have already anyway, and you'll rise to be the Emperor. This is future energy. But I would like to take just a closer look. See if we can get to something a bit clearer here. I keep missing it for some reason. Okay. Well, the Emperor is pretty much that. You know, he is someone who comes into strength, which was the first feeling I got, but I wanted to see if there was more to it, because the Emperor is also someone who can bring aid into your situation. If this is not you, and this is not really you, this is Aries energy, okay? It's someone who does help you feel a bit more confident and brings aids to your situation. Someone who can reason with you. So maybe you could be seeing an Aries. Let me know if I'm right on that. And if you are, oh boy, they will stick to you. I mean, they will try to figure you out. They might be a bit of a harsh energy for you, but it is actually to your benefit, Cancer. So if this isn't you coming into strength, then this is your partner acting like an Aries here, saying, I need you to reason with me. Please reason with me. And Aries is a tough energy. They're a harsh, fast energy. They write quick. Don't underestimate a fiery energy like Aries. This is wonderful. All your cards popped out all in one go. This is great. You have the Star card here, okay? It's full of hope and full of life and optimism. This is spirits being raised. This is not giving up. This is healing from any bit of hurt that you may have felt, or anything. If you were stuck, you won't be for much longer. And through this reason and compromise, okay, with this Emperor here, you will be very content. This can be an extremely fortunate and, what's the word I'm looking for? Prosperous relationship on all fronts. The Ace of Pentacles, can also mean that if you, let's say you are a married couple, your joint assets, your joint businesses combined can really lead to a lot of fortune and a lot of happiness and a very solid and stable future for the both of you, where you can have the home that you want. And you have the Sun here, which is such a beautiful card. It's very advantageous energy. It is the sun shining down on you. There's so much good luck here, so much great health here as well. It's a very healthy relationship, a very happy time. It's, really realizing what it is that you want, finally, and not holding back. And because there's no reason to hold back, Cancer. There really is no reason to hold back. As long as you keep up with the strength, keep up with the hope and the optimism, and be strong, okay? You can get out of this past energy. If you haven't already gotten out of this, you can. And you will. You will. You can become the King of Cups. Someone who is so in control of their emotions. They know how to handle their emotions. This is you in the future. This is gorgeous, okay? Bottom of the deck, world, the world. Take a look at that. Okay? You can have the world together. You can. It's coming full circle. It's really combining all the elements of strength and being grounded. And sort of feeling like, you can really take on the world and conquer everything. It's great energy, you guys. I want to see if the numbers here can reveal more. To your situation here, because you have like a few numbers that have repeated themselves. Like you've got 3 aces, you've got 3 8s, No, even, wow. You've got 4 8s. So 8 is a very significant number in the sense that something may happen, you know, around the 8th of December, for instance. Keep that in mind. Could be. Or in 8 weeks' time. Or in 8 months' time, which is a long time from now, and you might even forget completely about this reading, and things can change because energies do change. They don't remain consistent. You have free will, and everyone around you has free will. So if there are any characters in your reading here, they can easily change the situation. I'm just going to take a sip of coffee because I'm a little bit parched. Sorry. But 8 is a significant number. It's a bit of a role reversal, I feel, Cancer. It's a time for you to turn the tables. And although you don't have the Wheel of Fortune here, even like with the World cards, it being circular in nature and allowing things to come full circle, okay? This can also be turning the tables in the sense that if you're not the type that's used to saying a lot about yourself, you're the type that receives usually more information about the people around you, it is time for a role reversal. There will be a reversal of sorts here. That's not very characteristic of you. It's something you're not used to. You're kind of wandering into new territory, and that's not so surprising because you've got all these aces here, which suggest new. Things happening fast, things happening with full force and full clarity, and then eventually leading to this prosperous, full content, state of full content, and happiness and success and baby steps, yeah? Because even a small success is still a success. And I feel that you can be prosperous with this. I wonder if there are any other numbers. Have I missed here? Have I missed anything? No, I don't think so. I think that's pretty much your reading, Cancer. Shall we summarize? Try to put them all on screen. Okay. Someone came into your life in the recent past, and that recent past, you know, that can be a few weeks, few months, even a couple of years. It doesn't really matter, whatever resonates with you. But someone came into your life, and this may have been someone that you were really hoping and wishing for. Like you were trying to manifest a soulmate of sorts. And this person did show up, and you got things going. And now you may have approached the end of like your very playful honeymoon, lovey-dovey, all is well and dandy state, where there are usually no complications, you know, in the first portion, the first part of a relationship. But you've come sort of to a conclusion of that. You're starting to realize things about you, about your relationship a bit more. Things are coming to the surface here, and you're feeling a little bit estranged and a bit iffy about this because you don't really like to maybe reveal so much all the time. It's maybe, you know, especially when it comes to personal family factors. You can tend to hold back. Well, I got these a bit, they were not in this position. Okay, you do usually hold back, and now you know that's not going to work for you if you continue to hold back. The seeds that you planted in the past, you know, even before this person came along and after they came along, now need to grow. They need to blossom. And the only way for that to happen is if you put your guard down and you give this person what they need in the sense of the knowledge that they may be requiring from you at the time. So yes, it's totally okay if you felt like you were stuck and you didn't really know how to go forward with this. This is a temporary state, okay? But no matter how temporary this is, you or your partner, I'm feeling more like this could be you actually, Cancer, because it's a cup sign. So unless you're seeing someone who's also a water sign, but it can go both ways. You may have emotionally started to walk away from the situation and devalue it a little bit and try to underestimate its importance, even though you know that this is an important partnership. Just as fast as it may have started, okay, and I feel like this love did happen really quickly, it may end just as quickly, okay? So please be a little bit aware of that. I'm not saying it's ending. I'm not saying that at all, okay? Unless you want it to, or the other person wants it to. This is just message is coming in really fast, and it can be saying that, yes, you have to. Please tell me what is going on. I want to know what's happening in your life. If you want this relationship to be successful, you have to let me in on it. And this is a person coming in with full force and saying, I need to know, please cut the crap. Show yourself to me a bit more. There's no need to be afraid. I want you to be passionate. I want you to be involved. I want you to be strong. I am there for you. And if this is the Emperor saying this, who's in like very Aries energy, very fiery energy here, yeah, they're extremely strong and forceful about this, and they may cut deep. And you are an emotional sign, so you will have already felt affected by this. So there's a need for you to be very strong here, okay? And not spend too much time contemplating, but still contemplating, okay? Where this relationship is going and how far you would like to take it. You will come into strength if you do this now in your present situation. And if this is not you, this is your partner being extremely strong and having so much conviction and saying, I need you to reason with me, and they will reason with you if you don't reason with them. There is hope, because if a person does that, Cancer, it means that they care about you so much, and they want it to work, and they want to breathe life into it, and they're being optimistic, as you should be. And together, honestly, you can have everything. You can have everything. It can be a very prosperous relationship. You can have the world here. And I truly see that for you. You will be extremely happy. You guys can be very happy together. You have to trust that that will happen. And if your health has been maybe not at its highest point, it will come to that high point where you're going to start to feel a lot better on a physical realm, physical side of things, mental side of things, emotional side of things, because you are an emotional sign. Once you are able to level out all the emotions and have full control, like this King of Cups here, I mean, this can also lead to this full emotional control and a good handle on your emotions, you'll start to feel overall a lot better and a lot happier. And I do feel that for you guys. and girls. So let me know if that resonates with you. If you liked the reading, feel free to give me a thumbs up. And if you didn't, you can also thumbs me down. Totally fine. You can leave me a comment or not. If you have something on your mind, share. So that was the last reading for this series. I will see everyone, all signs, sometime in December. I'm leaning more towards the end of the first week of December because I came into this mid of November, and for the energies to really play out, for there to be a real difference in whatever readings I bring to you all, I have to wait a while. You will have to wait a little while, at least 2 weeks from when I've posted your signs for there to be a real difference in the outcome. Okay, Cancer, have a great rest of the month and beginning of December. Happy Thanksgiving if you're in the US. Happy Thanksgiving. Give your thanks. Yes, give your thanks and give your partners what they seek, okay? All the mental clarity, the hope. You know what I mean. Okay. Bye, guys.